It's mind-boggling how much companies don't care about your health if it can save them money.
I really want to show folks the inside. This is just what you don't see in all the pictures, and even when the saunas are set up in a showroom, you don't see this.
Sounds like solid wood, right? Well, oftentimes it isn't. Welcome back to Wellness Zoom 180. This is Claudia coming to you from home. Yep, still quarantine times here in LA. Now today I'm going to talk to you about wood. I know, why is she talking about lumber, you might ask? I promise it's going to make sense in just a little bit because I talked to someone who knows a whole lot about lumber and when they use it in saunas and why it's so important that it's solid wood and not plywood, which is like engineered layered wood pieces. The point I'm making is that oftentimes how the sauna might look like from the outside is being assembled as nice wood. On the inside, they cheap out and actually use plywood, which is put together using a type of glue that off-gases formaldehyde. Formaldehyde has been proven to have a whole list of negative effects on your body, especially your lungs, which are so precious right now. You really want to protect your lungs. So if you have a sauna and it has plywood in it, please fix it and get a different one. While you may be paying lower price at the store, you'll be paying higher price at the hospital because your health will be damaged down the road, and you don't want that, right? So I talked to the founder of Sunstream Saunas, the founder of the saunas that I'm using at home every day, and he gave me some very valuable information that you'll appreciate. So let's dive into that interview because he'll tell you much more information than I could ever do. So tell me a little bit about what you have experienced with other saunas and why you decided not to do plywood. Like for some people, plywood is a type of wood and lumber that most people are very familiar with, but in such setting as an infrared sauna, it could be an issue. How so?
Yeah, we definitely do not use any plywood in our saunas. Plywood, as I think most folks know, but just quickly, it's layers and layers of thin veneers that are laid up and all glued together. But in the manufacturing process of plywood, there's a temptation for the manufacturers to bump up the levels of formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is used as a curing agent. It speeds up the manufacturing process. They can make the plywood faster and less expensive, and I suppose that's very tempting for some of the manufacturers. It's something we don't want to put in our saunas. There's been some stories in the news over the past few years. I remember 60 Minutes did a big piece on them. There was a big recall for the engineered flooring that was testing really high for formaldehyde emissions.
Okay, hold up.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I need proof, I need evidence, and I need to tell you the facts, right? This is what we're here for. We zoom in to everything that we talk about. So I looked up that 60 Minutes interview that Kevin was talking about, and it's mind-boggling how much companies don't care about your health if it can save them money. So take a look because you want to listen to this one.
Would you want that in your home?
No.
Dr. Philip Landrigan of New York's Mount Sinai Hospital specializes in environmental pediatrics and exposure to toxic chemicals. He's talking about the results of another kind of test Drury and Larson conducted, measuring the concentration of formaldehyde emissions coming off the laminates into the air of a typical home.
I would say long-term exposure at that level would be risky because it would increase the risk for chronic respiratory irritation, change in a person's lung function, increased risk of asthma.
So we sent our investigators undercover to the city of Changzhou, the laminate flooring capital of the world. Posing as buyers and using hidden cameras, the investigators visited 3 different mills that manufacture laminates for lumber liquidators. Employees at the mills openly admitted that they use core boards with higher levels of formaldehyde to make lumber liquidators laminates, saving the company 10 to 15% on the price. At all 3 mills, they also admitted falsely labeling the company's laminate flooring as Carb 2, meaning it meets California formaldehyde emission standards and the new U.S. federal law.
this is just part of the story, because a lot of different research that I looked up actually showed people who have been exposed to formaldehyde, whether they are woodworkers or cabinet workers, they have experienced irritation to the eyes, to the nose, to the throat, upper respiratory tract infections, asthma. In fact, in 1992, the California Air Resources Board declared formaldehyde as a toxic air contaminant, meaning it's an air pollutant which may cause or contribute to an increase in mortality or an increase in serious illness, or which may pose a present or potential hazard to human health. All right, let's get back to Kevin and let's see how some sauna brands hide what they don't want you to see, even if it's damaging to your health. Oh, that does not look like real wood at all.
Here we're looking at the roof from a 2-person infrared sauna. I really want to show folks the inside. This is just what you don't see in all the pictures, and even when the saunas are set up in a showroom, you don't see this. But full sheet of plywood inside this sauna. And this makes the manufacturing quicker, easier. Start with a sheet of plywood. They can then just use a very thin layer of the T&G wood boards to laminate onto the plywood. Well, we use 2 different types of lumber for our saunas. 5 of those are made with hardwood basswood. For the Mini, we use Canadian hemlock lumber. This is the roof from our Mini sauna, which is behind me here. I've just popped it off. We're looking at the inside of the roof. These are the speakers that we see over here and the lights, air vent.
Okay.
But you're looking at tongue and groove, in this case hemlock, solid hemlock. Obviously, this is the inside of the roof. Here's the T&G. Here's the T&G. There's no other layer in here of plywood or particle board. This is just all 100% solid wood. There is a cover that goes on top. Again, tongue and groove, solid hemlock lumber. I've just taken that off so you can see the inside here.
So then what is the glue that you're using that doesn't do any off-gassing? So what, is it a special wood glue? What is it?
It is. We use brand name Tight Bond wood glues. They're made in the US. And the Tight Bond wood glue, I consulted with Tight Bond, and these wood glues meet the FDA criteria for food contact safety.
Okay.
So it's absolutely a non-toxic glue. It's used for cutting boards and salad bowls. There's just a couple different wood glues in the marketplace that meet this FDA criteria.
And heating doesn't affect it to start off-gassing anything?
Not the temperatures in the sauna, which are not extreme, not for breaking down chemicals. No, it remains. And of course, we consulted with Tight Bond on this question, telling them what it would be subject to in our saunas, the temperature range, and they assured us it was perfectly fine, would remain perfectly non-volatile. And
this chemical, this formaldehyde, it creates an off-gas, especially when it's heated, right? So that is the bigger problem.
That's right. It's even worse when it's heated. If they're having problems with flooring just in your home when it's not being heated at all, certainly that problem could be much worse in the case of a sauna if plywood is incorporated in the construction.
If you have plywood in your sauna, or if you're shopping for a sauna, please make sure that plywood is one thing that is not part of it. And as you could see, it can be hidden. It can be in the side of the sauna that you can't quite see. You never know. So please do your homework. It's really important because you're in a sauna to be healthier and not to damage your health down the road. Right? Oh, well, I didn't see there. All right, let me turn this off. It's really bright. But it is a teaser for next time I'm coming to you, because I will be talking about light therapy. Red light, near infrared light, far infrared light. They are all very beneficial for you in many different ways. But oftentimes people think, oh, I'm just gonna have a full spectrum sauna and it's gonna be great. I'll have all the lights in there. Well, my friend, more isn't always better, and in this case, using them separately is actually better for you. So next time, let's talk about light therapy and photobiomodulation. I know it's a mouthful, but it's delicious. All right, well, be well, don't stress much, and I will see you soon.